Da. Me ya quiz o. Me ya quiz.
Oya test. Oya exams. Ah. Na ma shema yi na se nti. Ondo oya exams like. Oya exams ankasa. Yeah, hello. Yeah, we are live. I've sent you the link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so share it to them, okay?
Oh, okay, sir.
The number you are calling is currently...
Hello, Santua.
Hello.
Yeah, we are live. We are live. I've sent,
Okay.
so just put it in the group.
Okay.
Yeah, we will begin shortly. Like I think by 6:40 we are starting. So tell them to join quick.
Okay.
All right. Oi. Yeah, hello. Statistics, math, and actuarial. Welcome to the stream. Okay, there's a recap of what we've already gone through, and I think there's a chat over there. So in case you have any question, you can prompt me. Okay, so any question you can just type it in there and I'll respond to you. So I think right now is 6:34. So exactly 6:40 we are starting off quickly. I just want to know, anyone can type in the chat. Can you hear me? And then is the quality too also good? I just want to know. So I want to see that in the chat. Okay, Emmanuel says everything is going well, so we do have 5 minutes and then we start off, right? So just as you've seen Emmanuel Boateng do this thing, in case if I go too far, you want me to come back, you can type it in there and I'll resort to you quickly. All right. And also there is a live and after the session ends it will still be there. So don't panic if you don't get anything. It will still be saved. I won't delete it, so you can still come back and check it out. All right, I can see feedbacks or reactions. Okay. Yeah, so as all of you can see here, I'm using the Excel 365. I'm not using the actual paid one. So when we start, I'll show you how all of you can get along, right? Even if you don't have the paid version. As for me, I use Ubuntu, right? I don't use Windows, but I mostly use the online version. And you guys are lucky. With your school mail, you can sign in to the free version of Excel, and then you can actually do whatever you are doing in class. Okay, so I'll show you how you will sign in with it. and then we will get going. So we do have 3 minutes, and then we are having 56 members. So let's wait. Okay, just 3 minutes. Let's wait. And then the quality too, if the quality is not up to your liking, you can toggle the descent up, the quality up. Maybe your own might be at 360p, so just move it to 720p. Okay, yeah, make sure you get that one too sorted. So I'll be waiting. I think we have 2 minutes left, and then we just begin. Yeah, so it's time. So let's start. All right. So once again, before we start, can you all hear me well? Is everything clear? Before we start, I just need one feedback, and then we just begin. Hello, is everything clear that we can start? I just need someone should type it in the chat before we start. Okay, so it's clear. So okay, I like the reaction. So as we've been for the past, I think 2 or 3 weeks, we've been doing the Excel. Okay, and we've seen that we mathematicians or individuals doing math, we should also be concerned about data storage and or how we compute or gather data. Okay, so that brings us to the need for Excel, because we can collect data and then maybe clean data with it, and then also we do computations with it, because we've also seen that Excel can be used as a calculator, so we can compute stuff with it. No need to use a third-party thing, but rather we can do our calculations with it, and then whatever math stuff we can do with it, because we've seen that it already has financial tools statistical tools that we can use to do anything mathematical that we need. Okay, so let me okay, so yeah, so computing for mathematics. Okay, so I'll go back to the I'll go back to the familiarization of Excel and then cell referencing. Okay, so as I already said, we mathematicians, we should also get to know how we collect data, store and then analyze, because Excel to also give us a whole overview of visualizing data. Okay, yeah, so if you've not seen spreadsheet before, there's an example of spreadsheet. Even spreadsheet has been something that we've been doing a long time ago. Okay, so provided we have rows and tables. Okay, so we have rows and tables whereby we try to impute data in that form, then we can term it to be a spreadsheet. Okay, great. So some key features of spreadsheet: if you have rows and columns, cells, then restructuring our data that way means that it's a spreadsheet. Excuse me. All right, so it helps us in visualization. So I believe you already have this this timeline. So the first spreadsheet application made was VCAC, which was made by Apple, and I'd like to show you how it is. So I don't know whether you can see it clearly, but this is how it was. Okay, so this was made by Apple, as you can see. So this was made by Apple. So we have the rows and column. So it served a time in such a way that we had to move on. So we had this this sort of chronological order whereby we had Lotus 1 2 3. So as time goes on, there will be people who will take the wheel. Okay, so we had Excel, and then they introduced VBA. So the VBA is, so what the VBA does is that it gives you a certain environment for programming. Okay, so that you can automate stuff. And then back in the days, the format that is used to save was in XML, and then they decided to in 2002 decided to get the XLXX formats, which eventually replaced the XLS binary that they already had. So initially we saw Lotus 1 2 3. So during 2010 it became dead, and now in 2016 and beyond we had Excel version 16, of which we can term it to be of which we can now term it to be 365. Okay, yeah. So all right, so key uses of spreadsheets. So we can use it for data visualization, calculation and formulas, data analysis and visualization, also in financial management, right? For making budget, expenses, tracking and forecasting. Excel is very powerful with that, in such a way that banks use this. Okay, so for example, GRA or those in charge of our tax and those insurance, they still use this. Okay. So for statistical analysis, business, sales tracking. So Excel is not the only spreadsheet application out there. There's also Google Sheets. I do use Google Sheets. Okay. And on your iPhone too, there is this app called Numbers. Okay, so if you are using the latest iOS version, you can see Numbers. If you type Numbers, it's also an application on your iPhone. Right, so Ubuntu 2 or Linux has what we call LibreOffice, which does a great job. Right, it's also free. Okay, so why Excel? So initially, Excel has a ton of features and meets industrial standards. Anything that you want, you can almost find it there. Anything that you want, you can find it there. Okay. Yeah, so it is comprehensive too, like it supports calculations and then advanced data visualization, and then it's able to manage large data sets irrespective of how large the data is. It can work with it. Okay. And also, if your video or your stream quality is low, you can you can, there is a toggle over there whereby you can upscale your quality. You can increase your quality. So it might be that your own is 360, so just change it to 720. Okay, so let's try and then get some hands-on on the Excel, right? So this is the Excel. This is the Excel 365. This actually a web version. Okay, this is actually a web version. So if I'm supposed to exit the full screen mode, as you can see the link, right? So what you have to do, we are trying our best to get all of you on the same grounds in such a way that you don't say that you don't have the paid version. Okay, so you can get the free version online, which is Excel. If you are watching, it's Excel 365. Okay, I'll put the link in the I'll put the link in the chat. So if you search Excel 365 and then let's say you whatever resonates with you, you click on that. Yeah, so this is an office, right? So it has a lot of applications. All you have to do is just sign in. Okay, and the sign in, to make sure you sign in with your student mail. Very important. Please do it with your student mail. Okay, the one with kust.st. Okay, I'm trying to sign in. I've already signed in, right? But you don't have to sign up. KUST has already migrated to Outlook. Okay, so just sign in. So if you sign in, you can get the whole flavors of Microsoft Office. Okay, so in order to get the online version, search MX Excel 365, right? And one thing about this is that it uses data, right? It's not offline, okay? But I do love this because of how I can access it anywhere I want, okay? So I do like this. So please, there's no excuse of saying, oh, you have a laptop but you don't have the Excel. So provided you have a student mail, you can get an Excel to use. Okay, great. So then let's do some familiarization when it comes to the Excel. I can see that folks are doing great job in assisting others in getting the quality right. So let me zoom in a little bit. So this is the Excel, right? So there's a chart that I want to get you all on track. So if you are using the Windows version, you on top you have the title bar. So this is the title bar, which shows the title of the work book you are working on, okay? And then you have quick access toolbar, and those are things that this one can be modified. So depending on things you want to have quick access to, you can modify it and then you can get access to it easily, okay? And then on top over here are your tabs, so you can toggle the tabs. Let me show you that. So these are tabs, right? Insert, share, page, layout. So these are tabs, okay? And then the entire of this place is called the ribbon. So if you can see the visualization over clearly, the whole of this place is your ribbon, okay? And then one thing you will notice is that it seems to be compacted, okay? So it is being divided into sections. So you have fonts, like in terms of every tab that you go, you might see that it's being grouped or segmented, okay? So you will see your tabs, you see your formula, like you see let's say with the home tab like this, you see that it's being grouped. We have the font section, the alignment section, then the number section, styles, cells, and editing. So it's being segmented, okay? So let's keep note of that. So we have our name box. So whenever I click on any cell, there will be a name assigned to it. So that name box tells me the name of the cell. So we have our formula bar. So if your cell has a formula, it will show you that. It will just show you that. And then we have rows, and then so as you can see, you have row numbers. So you can say that those with numbers are called the rows, and then the ones with alphabet are the columns. So please take note. So if I click on a cell, it's called an active cell. So if one is a cell, so if two or more is called a range. And then there is a scroll, vertical scroll, and horizontal scrolls. So what we are actually doing is a book, right? So we call it web book. And then just as books, they do have sheets. Excel 2 gives us that. So there are sheets in there. You can create multiple sheets, okay? So page 1 talks about this, page 2 talks about this, and then so on. Yes. So let's get our hands on the actual stuff. Yes, so yeah, so I'm now on the actual Excel application or the web version. So this one means active. So when I click on it and then there is no insertion point, it's called an active cell, meaning that it is ready to take what input. But you see that when I double click on it again, it gets an insertion point whereby you can type your name, whereby you can type your name, anything. You can just give it any sort of input that you want. So if I press escape, right, when I press the escape key, I then come out of the editing mode, and then it goes back to the active mode. So this means active. Okay, it has no insertion point, means that it's ready for input, so you can just type and then it will take it. If you want to exit, just press escape key, and then you get out of it, right? Okay, so please, is the quality still good? Are you still seeing it? Is it clear? Let me see. Okay, it's clear. Over here at my side, it's clear. Like how the output is online, I've seen it, it's clear. So if you are not seeing it clearly, it means that your data, you're having a problem with your internet connection, or you've not you've not set the quality to be up. Just set it to be up, right? Like 720p. All right. So I believe you've been able to understand the active cell and then the editing mode of it. All right, so please just spend some time on the application. Just try to be curious, right? Just do what does this do? What is this? It won't do it. It won't hurt you or anything. Just try to be fidget with everything that you see, and just try to see. Let's try to see whether and just try to see whether everything works clearly, because you just have to test things out in order to like to see what, or the functionality of what something actually does. Okay, so we are done with the familiarizing with the Excel. Yeah, and also if you don't understand anything too, there is help in there. Okay, there is help in the Excel. So if you press F1, okay, if you press F1, so you can see I've pressed F1 over here, and then it's like a help session that you can ask for help, and then there is help within a lot of sections in the software, and that it gives you help or assistance to certain things that you do have smaller knowledge on. I'll show you that when we get to formulas. Okay, so we've all seen how to create Excel, right? We've all seen how to create an Excel worksheet. So I think I will skip that. Okay. Yeah, so back to the Excel application. If you want to create a workbook, right, you just come here, new, and then you click on blank workbook, and then it will create a new workbook for you. Okay, yeah, and then it will create a new workbook for you, whereby excuse me, whereby you can start your data imputation, right? So we are in active mode. If I double click, I go to edit mode, and then I can type anything that I want, right? I believe in class we did this exercise whereby we try to replicate this, right? We try to do this thing whereby this is just basic stuff. Okay, we are just trying to put the data in there, right? Yeah, so once again, if you can't see, it's because of your internet, or maybe you've not seen where the or how to like choose the clearer quality, because over here I can see how viewers will see the I can see how viewers can also see the content, right? I can see how it looks like. Okay, so if you want to save you just press Control X to save, or you can just do it this way. So if with this one I've already saved, right? So if I press Control X, it saves. This is just an online version or a cloud version, so it just does that automatically. But with your own, you would have seen save over here, right, whereby you just save it so that next time you can come to it if you're using a local one, right? So yeah, so editing existing workbook, no, editing existing cells. So let's say, yeah, so someone is saying that please, naming of the range, I didn't get it, can you go over it? I'm just starting over again. Today we are finishing everything. I'm just bringing you from head to toe, right? Today, so don't worry if not right there. This is the starting point of it. Okay, so imagine there is name. Imagine there is name, and then let's say score, right? So my name is Joseph, and then the score is what? I scored 65. Okay, so this is an existing data. So imagine that there was a mistake, right? A swap, or maybe we had to add some of the marks to the individual. So when I click it once, remember that we are in what? We are in active mode, right? Sorry, so 65. All right, so imagine that. So when I click once, it's what? Active mode. So when I double click on it, I've entered the what? The editing mode, and then I can then edit it. Okay, so I can add, I can then change it to the correct one. Oh, that person got 70, right? So that's how we edit existing data. All right, so sometimes we might want to like lay emphasis on text, or maybe get some aesthetics to our data. So this brings us to the tabs. Okay, so I said it seems every tab, right, there are segmentations to it. So over here to the home tab, we have the clipboard or the undo. They have the undo section. Maybe you've made a mistake, you want to redo and undo. So we have the clipboard, the font, alignment, general, or the number, and then so on. Okay, so imagine that I want to make this one bold, right? So I just make it active, right? I just make it active and then click on what? Bold, and then it becomes bold, and then bold, right? You can even when it's active, you can drag, right? Make sure you don't enter the editing mode. So there are two differences. So make sure it's in active mode, and then you drag, right? Let me do it again. So active mode, and then I drag, right? And then I can do two at a time, increase the